Trail cameras for races. I came up with this idea the other day after putting on a 5-mile night race, how I can improve my race that I put on and help other races, whether it be road, trail, obstacle courses, bike races, whatever case may be, an Ironman, whether it be day or night, just as a way to help races stay safe, help maintain integrity, and to get some more photos of people along the course without having to hire 30 different photographers. You know, you always want a couple photographers during the race, some real good professionals that catch some action shots. But if you have a couple trail cameras set up, you know, you spend like 50, 60 bucks on them, pull the memory cards later. You know, you can get a lot of quality pictures, especially at night with the infrared. If you ever seen any night camera footage, whether it be from a ring at your from a door, or if a hunter shows you a couple pictures just capturing animals in the woods at night, you really do get some quality pictures. And the cameras on these trail cameras now are extraordinary. I would say, you know, a very low end one now has at least 16 megapixels, and that's like at the $20-$30 range. If you spend like 50, you can get 30 plus megapixels for a nice camera. And what's also nice about these is the wireless capabilities. So if you're doing like a trail race or something, you can get pictures, or even a long day race. You know, you have a internet connection, you have an antenna that gets sent to like a computer. You can actually track people's progress a lot better during the race without having to set up a bunch of mats in the middle of the woods, or even at aid stations like that. Just as another safety precaution, another way to get some more pictures of people without a lot of effort. Plus it also helps curb cheating. So if people want to cut the course and you don't get them on a couple cameras, you'd be like, hey, what'd you do? Or where'd you go? And stuff like that. If they don't want to show you their Strava or Garmin or whatever app that they're using for the race, you know, for mileage, you know, you just pull the memory cards and be like, hey, I set up 10 cameras on the course, I only got you on 2, why is this? So it helps with that a little bit. And again, you get a lot more pictures for a lot more effort, or a lot less effort. Plus it's a lot cooler pictures too. Get some action cameras, you can get like little 3-second bursts, like if you want to catch people just running by, or if you just want to get a still picture, you know, you can do both. And again, if it's a night race, like so if it's a trail race where you have to run at night, you really do get some high quality pictures. And again, you can track your athletes a lot better. Maybe you can actually get a visual how they look, not just at aid stations. So if you have like an aid station 6-8 miles apart, you put a trail camera in the middle of it, 3 miles in the middle. You know, if somebody's struggling, you have an advance notice. And also as a safety thing, so if you do have like a trail race and you put them in the middle of like 2 aid stations, you know, they know where the camera's at. You even put up a sign, hey, trail camera's here. You know, if they give you like a thumbs down or some kind of like an X sign saying they're hurting, whatnot, that way you can get word back to the aid station ahead, if they're going to go ahead or if they're going to go backtrack behind. You know, if you use the feed and it's a wireless connection, it's a lot better for safety. I think it'll be really good, say for like 100-milers, 200-mile stage races and stuff like that, you know, where aid stations might be 10-15 miles apart at sometimes. So if you have a couple trail cameras set up in between aid stations, you know, the runner's going like this, hey, I need help, and a trail camera, and then they're like, hey, I'm going back, or hey, I'm going forward. It gets word to an aid station a lot quicker if you don't have one of those safety buttons things and stuff like that. It just makes those type of races a lot safer. For smaller races, you know, maybe you're on a tight budget, say for like a 5K, 10K, or half, something like that, where you can't hire 10 photographers, or it's not really that economical to do so. You buy a couple trail cameras, put it, you know, a couple miles apart during the race, get some high quality pictures. People get to enjoy the race more. You know, you get to see them as they progress, like how they look. Just something else besides that finish line photo where everybody tries to look good or sprints it out. Maybe they're struggling in the middle of the race. You can capture that a little bit better. And again, if it's at night, you get a hell of a lot higher quality pictures per se with a lot less effort. Now, it might be a pain to set up some of the cameras, if you're in a remote area, or if you don't really have a good internet connection or cell phone signal. So it might not be convenient to use that wireless technology. But as long as it's there and you got a signal, you might as well use it. You might as well utilize the technology. Again, just for safety purposes and just in general, to have some cool pictures and, see what's going on during your race and the curve cheating. I haven't heard anybody using this stuff yet in races. I think it would actually really help in OCR a lot more if Spartan, Savage and them, probably more so Spartan because they're longer races, if they would set up a lot more trail cameras. That way if people cut course, you'd be like, hey, why didn't I pick you up on this for a long period of time? And also, like, for timing purposes, if a race doesn't pick you up, like crossing a timing mat, and then you have a trail camera set up, like 100 yards or something like after that, you might be able to get a timestamp better on a person, because those timestamps could be huge. Figuring out ETAs of somebody coming in, or again, going to an aid station to finish time, or just a finish time in general. So I think as race directors, we need to start using trail cameras and trail camera technology a lot more at races. Let me know what you think. I think it's a hell of an idea. I personally want to use it for night races, so I don't have to have photographers out there in the middle of the woods. I could have a couple of trail cameras to get some cool pictures, and then use the photographers for the start and finish, or even at the aid station areas. So that way they're not out in the middle. Like if I do another night race, they're not out in the middle of the woods just sitting in the dark. Maybe they're scaring a runner as they come by because the runner doesn't see them taking pictures. Something like that's another safety issue. And even during a day race, like a trail race, it just helps put a timestamp, say, hey, if you allow access to people, I don't know how you would allow access to people seeing the timestamps in real time. But let's just say I'm doing Lower Highlands Hiking Trail, the 70-mile race, ultra. If you have a couple trail cameras set up during the race, people could see, hey, he just hit mile 30, he just hit mile 40. I know he's going to be at this aid station, at this ETA, so they can plan better and I can plan my crew better, stuff like that. We should really start looking into utilizing this technology for those purposes as well. And again, even for like your crews and aid stations. So let's, as race directors, promoters, whether it be a big race, small race, let's start utilizing these more to make things safer and to enhance the race experience for people. And if you have any questions, let me know. Little backstory on this: after my 5-mile race, as I said, I was trying to think of ways to enhance my race. I was actually taking a shower, trying to figure out how to do it, washing my balls. I'll admit it, I was washing my nuts at the time. That's when I came up with this idea. So it's one of those ball washing genius moments, and I told my buddy about it after I got out of the shower, and he called me a visionary for it, which I haven't seen any other races or heard of any races using trail cameras during the races. I'm not saying they don't out west, but I know out east here, and like especially in PA, we haven't used them yet. So I just think it's a really good idea. If they are using them out west, let me know. I want to see their technology, how they're using them, if they're just using normal trail cameras, or what they're doing to set it up so they have an idea what's happening during the race. But if nobody's using them, then I'm taking full credit for it, the idea. And I'm going to take full credit right now for it in PA and acting it in PA and PA trail races in general. Yeah, I'll be that guy. I'm going to take credit for it. Again, as I'm trying to enhance and make races better and safer for everybody across the board, across the country, across the world. So let's get on board and start doing this.